Hello and good evening. My name is Joseph Sanchez. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the Palm Beach County School District. Tonight, I just bring greetings on behalf of the school board as well as Superintendent Mike Burke. And we're excited to talk to you about your brand new Melaleuca Elementary School. We're also going to talk about the temporary holding school where your students will be at for 1 year. So we have a brief video that we want to show to you. And right after that, you're going to be introduced to Dr. Malpin, who's going to take it from there. Thank you.
Extremely exciting for us and the community. We're looking forward to providing additional opportunities for our students and just having a newly rebuilt school.
The modernization consists of a new 58,000 square foot facility which will house 35 new classrooms, each equipped with 2 smartboards and enhanced safety features. The campus will be safer with a single point of entry, card access, and cameras throughout the school. A new bus loop will separate from the parent drop-off area, easing congestion. During the year of construction at Melaleuca Elementary, the students will be attending a holding school at Crestwood Middle. The school will have its own cafeteria, along with green space and their own play areas.
Melaleuca was originally built in 1966, so the original building's been around for quite a while. And it's an opportunity for us to update and change some things.
The project will begin construction this summer and the school will open in August of 2023.
Good evening, parents. Thank you so much for joining us for this very important meeting tonight. As many of you know, I'm Dr. Malpin, the principal here at Melaleuca, and I am excited to announce that next year Melaleuca will be remodeled and modernized. Tonight, we're here to discuss how the remodel will affect our students and our teachers. Here to help us are several members of the team leading the construction project. But as we speak tonight, we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to ask questions. So please, if you have any questions, write them in the chat box. The original Melaleuca buildings were built in 1966, so I am extremely excited about the opportunity to update and modernize our school. The new school will be built right here on our current Melaleuca site. Most of our current buildings will be demolished and a new school will be built in their place. Construction will begin this summer, in June 2022. Our new school will open a year later in August 2023. In 1 year, we will be back in a completely new and updated building. The new building will be 1 level. 2 of our buildings, Building 6 and Building 7, which is the current kindergarten building and our fine arts building, will be completely remodeled. Parent loops and bus loops will be built to be more efficient and hopefully quicker for drop-off and pickup. Inside the building, we will receive all new furniture, technology, and equipment. Later in the presentation, we will share more about the new buildings. But as you can imagine, during construction, we will have to temporarily move to a new site. The site designated as our temporary school site is located on the campus of Crestwood Middle. Crestwood Middle School is located in the central area, but a little further west. A special set of buildings will be built specifically for our elementary school students on that campus. Over the next year, our entire school will be moving to the temporary site until our new school is finished. To share more about our temporary school site, we have Mr. Farrell, the senior project manager. Go ahead, Jake, sorry.
Thank you, Dr. Malpin. The temporary campus will be separated from Crestwood Middle School. The Melaleuca campus is the one in color on your screen. The bus loop will drop directly into the entrance to the Melaleuca temporary campus. Crestwood Middle School will be providing 11 classrooms on their main campus for some of the upper grades. These classrooms will be the classes closest to the temporary school and the bus drop-off. Next slide. The purple shaded rooms will be used as instructional classrooms for the students. The tan buildings will be used for non-instructional space. The administration building will be the tan building shown with the offices in the front of the campus. The campus will also have its own dedicated play areas that are shown in the green area. Now I would like to introduce Allison from School Food Services to talk about the cafeteria space.
Hi, everyone, and good evening. So I'm happy to let you know that next year we will still be able to provide your students with nutritious breakfast and lunch. You can see on the top right, the tan buildings there. That's where the cafeteria will be located. And you can see that it's going to be separate space for your students, totally separate from the Crestwood students. We have operated under this type of scenario before when we had an elementary school at a middle school holding site in the past. And we look forward to serving your students next year. And back to you, Dr. Maupin.
Thank you. As I mentioned earlier, during the construction process, we will have to temporarily move to a new site. Therefore, all of our students will be eligible for for transportation to the temporary holding school. Rebuilding and modernizing schools is a regular process in our district. Therefore, our district has developed a process for transporting students to and from the temporary placements. Here to discuss transportation for our students to the Crestwood Middle School location is Shane Searchwell.
Good evening, everyone. Our purpose this evening is to make sure you know we're committed to provide dedicated buses and drivers for all students. Please do not worry about bus driver shortage. We will have a bus for all students. Now, current students will continue to use the same bus stops that they have been using to get to school morning and afternoon. For students living under 2 miles or close to the school, we will create bus stops within the area to support all those students. The new bus stop information will be sent to the school by the first week of May. The school will then send this information out to you so you know exactly where your students will be picked up and where they will be dropped off in the PM. We also ask that all students register to ride using the student portal 2 weeks prior to the start of school. This will allow us to know all who are planning to ride and also avoid bus overcrowding. If you need assistance with knowing how to register your ride, you can call our call center at 561-357-1110. Again, it's 561-357-1110. I turn it back over to Dr. Maupin.
Thank you. As I said before, I'm extremely excited about the remodeling and modernization of our school. Next year, although different, will also be very exciting. So here to share some information about what our new Melaleuca Elementary School will look like is Mr. Torcillo from Harvard Jolly Architecture Firm.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Renee Trisella. Also on the call is Michael Hughes from Harvard Jolly, as well as our construction manager, Pertle Construction. I guess I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to talk about what we will come back to once in a year, once the new school is constructed. The new school is intended to sit where the existing school is. However, there are 2 buildings that were constructed, I believe, in either the late 90s or 2000s that we will be keeping and completely remodeling and modernizing. Along with that, we're adding 1 larger building. So the new school will also enter where it currently enters. The parent loop will be widened to allow for more cars to stack on site. It'll also include a new parking area and a separate bus loop that is a true bus loop as opposed to what happens sort of at the front of the school currently. Only because other people have asked previously. The county, not the school district, but Palm Beach County has a project for the improvements of Gun Club Road in front of the school that will run separate from what we are doing. Obviously, they have their own schedule. When I say they, not the school district. If you go to the next one, please. The buildings in orange in the middle, the right there, that is one of the existing buildings. It will be entirely gutted, and everything that you see in orange will become the new administration to the school. This will also be our entry to our single point of entry to the campus. So when this is over, at certain part of the days or of the day, there won't be any way to get on campus other than to go through that administration. The building to the right with the teal color, that is going to be completely renovated again, and that will be in teal is the new media center. And then there's 2 spaces that are music in pink, as well as art and a couple other special rooms in between. All of the other buildings on campus, which are being torn down, are being replaced by one singular building that's sort of C-shaped that you see with the purple classrooms. That building will also hold in yellow the new cafeteria and kitchen. And it's shaped purposely to create an outdoor courtyard in the middle, what you see in beige, sort of to create a new outdoor teaching area. As part of this, all of the courts and covered play areas are going to be redone as well for the fields. Next. These are just a couple of shots of what we anticipate the school will look like. This is as though if you were standing in the new parent drop-off loop. So this is the corner of the new C-shaped building, and off in the distance to the left is actually the cafeteria. Next. The cafeteria in these next couple of slides is intended to have some high windows, again, for security's sake, but also to let light into the space and create a comfortable interior space. Here's another approach as though you were coming in or walking in around the new parking lot from Gun Club Road towards the school. Next. And this is just a quick picture of inside the new dining area. You see in the distance the stage. The high windows are off to your right. And then the other side of the cafeteria actually opens to the inside of the building. That's that whole glass wall that you see. And past it, it looks out into that outdoor learning area. Next.
So at this time, we know that we've shared a great deal of information with you. So we want to give you the opportunity to ask your question. So you can simply type your question in the chat, and we'll respond and try to answer your question as best we can at this time.
So the question is, will the students be in contact with middle schoolers? No, they will not be in any contact with the middle schools whatsoever. There's a separate bus loop, as we showed in the previous one of the previous slides, and there's a separate administration area, separate cafeteria, as we discussed, separate play area. There'll be no reason for your elementary students to be mixing with middle school students whatsoever. So next question is, can the parents feel like their K-3 grades are too young to take a bus that distance alone, and have never taken a bus before, change schools? So there is an opportunity for a reassignment. There's a process for reassignment that starts in May timeframe. If you want to go through that process, like I said, you have to go to the school district website and ask for reassignment. But we're strongly encouraging all students to stay with Melaleuca throughout the year. You have the same teachers, the same programs, and everything's the same, and then come back to Melaleuca the following year. Next question is, there's no auditorium in the new school. James, you gonna take that one, or Renee?
Sure. Palm Beach County School District elementary schools don't typically have auditoriums. However, they have a stage and the related spaces as part of their large dining areas, and that will be within that new building that we have. You can see that off in the distance in the black. We've kind of tried to show a little stage back there with some kids on it. So it'll be like any new elementary school in the school district.
The next question we have is, what if we are uncomfortable with our younger children being so far away and traveling on their own? So we do, as I mentioned, we're providing bus service for your students, and we want parents to feel comfortable. So we understand that there may be times when you want to take your child to the school. We find in these cases, and we've mentioned, Dr. Malpin mentioned, we've done this a number of times before, that it's not unusual for parents to drop their students off at the first couple of days of school and then see how well it's working, transportation is working, and then as they feel more comfortable, put their students on the bus. That's not uncommon to happen. We want parents to feel comfortable and secure, but we also want to minimize traffic at Crestwood. Again, feel comfortable that transportation will be provided, but we're not 100% prohibiting you from dropping off your child or picking up your child from school. Next question is, what school will they be going to? They will still be attending Melaleuca Elementary School. It's only that the Melaleuca Elementary School will be temporarily housed on the Crestwood campus, but it's still Melaleuca School. Everything is the same about Melaleuca. Next question is, will the temporary school at Crestwood offer aftercare like Keen Kids? Dr. Malcolm?
So yes, because they're still attending Melaleuca, all of our same programs will still exist on that campus. So the only thing we're doing is we're physically moving our school to that location, but all of our programs, all of our teachers, all of our office staff are coming with us as well. So our aftercare programs, our regular aftercare, and Keen Kids will still exist on that campus.
This question is, can the parents pick a different elementary school to send their children to? So this is similar to the previous question. Like I mentioned, there is a reassignment process. If you go to the school district's website and you type in the search reassignment, you can see that process that starts in May. But again, we're strongly encouraging all parents to stay with Melaleuca Elementary School through next year and then come back to the brand new school. You want to be part of that excitement of coming back to that beautiful new school altogether. So next question, do we have the option to have our kids stay at home, but being able to do classes online similar to the times of COVID? Dr. Malcolm, you want to answer that question?
You know, we really don't have an option to have online or virtual classes at this time, and I don't foresee that as being an option in the coming year. You know, I want everybody to know that even though this is different, you know, we are committed to making sure that our kids still have a safe and comfortable learning environment, regardless of whether it's on the new temporary holding school. So I know this is different, and I know that there's a lot of fear and anxiety that's bubbling up because we're going to be moving to a new site, but it's also very necessary. So in order for us to get a new and better functioning school, we have to have an opportunity to move off so that they can build the school and then allow us to come back.
So this question is, how are you assuring the kids are safe from problematic middle schoolers, fighting, etc.? Again, there is no interaction between the middle school students and your students at Melaleuca. There's no crossover whatsoever. So the students with Melaleuca will stay with Melaleuca students. The Crestwood students will stay on their part of the campus. There's no opportunity to cross over. So as you can see in this graphic here, in the colored area is where all the Melaleuca students will be housed in. Even those three buildings in purple down the bottom, there will be no middle school students in those buildings. One of the reasons why Crestwood was selected is because for the temporary schools, because Crestwood has extra capacity. The school is not currently full, so they have the ability to house those students in those buildings and not have any interaction. There's no shared corridors, there's no shared sidewalks, there's no shared common areas. The cafeteria, everything is separate. So there's no need to be concerned about middle school students and elementary students mixing together. Where will the bus pick up and drop off be? Mr. Searchwell, you want to?
So the first week of May, we will send out information to show where the bus stops are located for all students. Then once you register during the 2 weeks before school, we will send out information with the specific route. That route information will have the bus number on the sheet, and also you'll be able to see that number on the bus when the bus comes to pick up the students. I assure you there will be no misunderstandings as pertain to what bus is coming down that street to get your child. You will have that route information.
So again, just to reemphasize, students that currently ride the bus to Melaleuca, and I know that's not a lot, but students that currently ride the bus will have the same bus stops. But students who are not currently using the bus will, Mr. Searchwell and his team will be distributing that information where the bus is going to pick up in the same location where the bus will be dropping off and the times for the pickup and the drop off. So that information will be shared with you. So next question. If we send the kids via bus, how is parents going to know if the kids get on the right buses and get off the right bus at the bus stops? So Jerry?
Yeah, so real quick, yeah. So when you register to ride, for example, it might say Central 10, C10. So when the bus pulls up in the morning, you want to make sure that the route number that is on the bus is the one that you're assigned to. Yeah. So make sure you get on the right bus based on the number on the bus.
Right, and coming home, there's going to be an administrator that's going to assist the students in making sure that they get on the right buses as well.
Yep, that's right.
All right. Next question is, will the school hours remain the same? I can answer that one. Yes, school hours are going to remain the same.
But I do want to point out that the hours for the middle schoolers are different. So I know parents are worried about the kids crossing. However, we start at different times, we end at different times. The middle school starts at a different time and they end at a different time. So, I know that's a worry that somehow these kids are going to be mixing and we're just on the campus together, but it really is very separate. I've been there, I've taken a look at where the new school will be built, the holding school will be built. It's separated from the other school. And, I think our staff will do an excellent job of making sure we safeguard each and every child on our campus to make sure that nothing happens and that we're maintaining that separation as much as possible.
Okay, next question. We are already short bus drivers. How will we accommodate the kids that are walkers that are now going to become bus riders?
We know that your students don't have a choice, your children don't have a choice in this. So we have to dedicate drivers and buses to support you. As mentioned before, we have done this with 3 other schools. Just last year, we did Verdi and Addis Meisner, and we did the same thing with dedicated staff to make sure that there is no shortage to support your school for this venture.
Yeah, again, we are, just want to reemphasize that point is that, this is a priority. We have to make sure that there are bus drivers who are assigned to take care of Melaleuca students. So we're 100% committed to making sure that those students are taken care of. Next question. What's the furthest will the bus pick up and drop off? Shane, you want to?
Yeah, Florida statute is that, which is a crazy number, but I'm going to say it's walk up to 1.5 miles. But we looked at Gun Club driving up and down. We're going to put bus stops in locations that students don't have to walk and cross any dangerous roads. So we're going to look for smart, safe locations to pick up all the students, and it's not going to be very far at all to walk for all the students that are already walkers to the school. So bus stops will be in safe locations, and it's not going to be far to walk. Yeah.
Thank you. Do we have more questions? Okay, so next question is, the first week of school, are we able to bring them and walk them to their classes? This is a much larger school, and my child will be going without any siblings next year. Dr. Malpin, you want to address that?
Given the situation, we would definitely put in some procedures and processes to make sure that our students know where they're going when they get onto this new campus and everything. So yes, you will most likely have the opportunity during that first week of school to come and visit, walk through the campus and things like that. So we will put some things in place to support our parents with making sure they're comfortable and also making sure our students are comfortable. I just want to reiterate that, this is a great opportunity for us to have a new and better functioning school site for our kids. And although I know it's a little scary, I want to reassure you that we are still Melaleuca. it is still our school. So we're not becoming a part of Crestwood. We're simply located on that campus. So we will develop procedures and processes for all the different things that we have here now to be able to support our students when they're on the new campus.
So I just want to make sure I answered we answered the previous question thoroughly. If the parent was asking how far from Crestwood would the furthest bus pickup would be, I mean, we're picking up from all the boundary within Melaleuca right now. So whatever the furthest location is from Crestwood, we're picking up. But Shane or Jerry, do you want to talk about how much time, the maximum amount of time any student will be on the bus?
We estimate right now it's about a 30-minute ride to get over there, and so that's what we're looking at for now.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. We're on Okeechobee Boulevard. Will there be a bus stop around Okeechobee Boulevard? Shane or Jerry?
Yeah. So if you live within the attendance boundary for Melaleuca, we will have bus stops. But if you're, for some reason, a choice student or something like that, we cannot have bus stops that are outside, because now we're going to be stretched too far. It's going to be hard enough to pick up the ones that are inside. So I would have to look at the attendance boundary to see if Okeechobee Boulevard is inside or outside of the attendance boundary.
Okay. Is there going to be a meet the teachers so that we can prepare them for the transition?
Absolutely. We will have a meet the teacher, and we're looking at actually trying to do some things before the school year ends to kind of get the kids excited about the opportunity that this brings us. But we will definitely have a meet the teacher opportunity on the holding school campus so that kids and students can see the campus and meet their teacher.
Yeah, I was just checking the boundary map for Melaleuca. It doesn't go up to, it only goes up to Southern Boulevard, so it doesn't go up to Okeechobee. So I just want to make that point. Okay. Next question is, what will the earliest drop-off time be for the temporary school?
Currently, school starts at 7:30. I'll be honest, we are exploring some options about morning care and extending our aftercare opportunities. And if that's something that you're interested in, please shoot me an email so that we know how many parents would actually take advantage of that. But that's definitely something that we can talk about. But the earliest typical drop-off time is the same, 7:30.
So if you want to change schools, when is the enrollment to move schools? So as I mentioned, there is a reappointment or reassignment process. If you go to the school district's website, go into the search box and type in reassignment, and it will take you to the information about reassignment, which starts in May. But again, we're strongly encouraging you to stay with Melaleuca, stay with your same teachers, stay with your same principal. That's your best. We believe that's your best choice. Next question. Okay, I think that was, all right. I think we got through all the questions.
If there are no more questions, I know that we've shared a lot of information with you today, and we want to make sure that you have an opportunity to get your questions answered. So if you have no more questions, or if you need time to think, just know you can always shoot me an email or give me a call, and we'll definitely be able to talk through some of these things. I want to reassure you, though, that as a principal of Melaleuca, we still have the same commitment to our kids, regardless of whether it's here on this campus or if it's on the campus of Crestwood. We are still Melaleuca Elementary School, and when we return to this brand new building, we're all going to be excited about it. But I know right now there's a little bit of anxiousness that's happening. But I need everyone to realize that as a community, we're going to work together to make this work for our students, our teachers, and our families. So if you have additional questions and you can't think of something right now, there's a form that you can fill out. Did you put it up on the screen?
Yeah, the form.
The chat box. There's a form that you can fill out for us to go back and answer your question or seek out the answer to that question.
So yeah, so the form information is on the screen. We have a couple of more minutes. We're gonna wrap up in just a second, but I want to try to get as many questions as we can. What about those being picked up by daycares? Examples: Planet Kids and Great Expectations.
Yeah, that's a question that we're not sure about right now. We were waiting until this meeting, until everything was finalized, to kind of reach out to those daycares to see what their opportunities are to pick up kids and things like that. So, but we will definitely reach out to them. And if your child is already with Planet Kids and Great Expectations, feel free to reach out to them and have them call me so we can talk about the opportunities that still might exist for them to have their kids attend those aftercares and be picked up at the new site.
So you're saying that buses could potentially pick up students at 7 o'clock in the morning if it is a potential 30-minute drive.
Yeah.
Shane and Jim?
Yeah, absolutely. We're already picking up students today around 7:20, 7:25. So with that extra 30 minutes, most students will be picked up
Around 7.
around 7. Yep.
All right. Don't want to rush anybody off. So, but if there are no more questions, I don't see any more. Please, if you think of something later on, as Dr. Malpin pointed out, please you feel free to use that form, and the appropriate person will be getting back with you. So I want to thank you all for attending this evening's meeting, and I just want to leave you with the knowledge and the confidence that we're going to continue to take great care of your students, and even when they're at the holding school, and we can't wait to bring you back to this beautiful new school at Melaleuca. So thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.